Welcome to episode 49 of Small Business Stories. It's my absolute pleasure to have the gorgeous Alice from Black Cat Patisserie joining me today. Thank you so much for joining me, Alice.
Thanks for having me.
I'd love to hear all about how Black Cat Patisserie came to be.
Well, Black Cat came to be. I studied in Sydney for 4 years as a pastry chef chocolatier, and it was always a passion of mine. Always baked, always loved creating, and then I moved to Cootamundra about 6 years ago, and worked around a few different places here and there, but I never really found a place where I could creatively express myself. So that's why I decided to open up Black Cat, so I could really start, using my skill set and, expressing my creativity and for people to enjoy it.
Awesome. Yeah, because that's really important, isn't it? To feel like you're actually, doing what you love and being able to express that in a way that really works for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So you've only just recently opened Black Cat. How long have you been in your premises now?
Just over 14 months now. So I opened on the 22nd of September last year. Yeah.
Nice. So fairly new to business.
So new.
Oh, that's awesome. You said you studied in Sydney. What sort of places did you work in down there to get your trade?
I worked at Kakawa Chocolate, Dalton House, Burke Street Bakery, and Penny Falls. They're the top places in Sydney to work for. So when I was an apprentice, I looked up the top places to be at, and then I only applied for those places, and I got in.
Ah, you go getter! I love that.
I learned a lot.
I love that. Yes, you would have learned a lot in places like that, working under people that were really skilled and talented at what they do.
Yeah, and very old school, and learning everything from handcrafting, and then hand tempering chocolate, and yeah, so it's a lot of knowledge gained, a lot of hard work, a lot of long hours, but it was all worth it in the end.
Because the hospitality industry is often known, isn't it, for the long hours, the hard work, like
Brutality. Yep. Definitely. Yeah.
So I'm hoping then that now that you're your own boss, you're actually taking things a little bit easier. Fingers crossed.
It is. It's a lot more pleasant nowadays, working for yourself and not having to, be yelled at and screamed at by someone else. It's kind of really nice, waking up in the morning, creating, talking to people, interacting, and just enjoying baking without like constant fear of, oh no, am I gonna get yelled at or whatnot. But yeah, it's especially when you work for a lot of old school chefs, they're very tough nuts. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, I spent a fair few years in hospitality when I left school myself, and yes, I had one chef in particular, a French one. Oh, and he was nasty.
Yeah, French chefs are a whole nother breed of chefs. They're just in, yeah.
They sure are. Going back to being so young, getting into your own business, how did that work for you? Like, as we all know, being a small business owner it's not cheap. It's not an easy thing to get into business. So how did you do that? I mean, I'm sure that's a lot of things that, something that a lot of people are thinking about.
Well, I self-funded it through my savings, so I had a bit of put money aside for the past 10 years, and I opened it up on a very tight budget and opened in a small premises, so I didn't have to have as big of a gamble and as big of a risk. So then when you walk into my shop, it's a little like small little quirky space, but it's sometimes you got to start small and work your way up. and, just deal with what you can manage. So I just, being a small business and being a new business, you're a financial risk to the bank. So getting a bank loan is virtually impossible. So
Mm-hmm.
I just decided to go down the path of using money.
Yeah, that
So
is
I think
like,
it took 20,
sorry, keep going.
$25,000 it cost me to put okay, it cost $25,000 to get it up and running with stock and, ovens, equipment, yada yada, getting a bench build, all your fridges and everything else. And so $25,000 it was to open.
That's
And that was
so
a small
brave.
scale.
Yeah, that's so brave, but also
Yeah.
very forward thinking. Like you said, it's taken you 10 years to save that. It's obviously been a dream of yours for a long time to open a business.
Yeah. I knew as soon as I got into the industry, I wanted to open my own little business and work for myself one day. That was always a dream. And then originally I was going to do it when I was in my 30s, so like in a couple more years. But then I just got to the point where I was just overworking for other people, and I just wanted to do it. So I just, opened.
Took the leap and went for it. I love it.
Took the leap 2 years before my plan. Like I was actually planning for doing it in the next 5 years, opening my business. But I thought, nah, stop it. I'm doing it now. So I just took the leap of faith, and I'm doing it now. So yeah.
That's the best. It's stories like yours that really drive home to me the importance of supporting small businesses, because when you're supporting small businesses, you're really supporting other people's dreams and the hard work that they put in to get these businesses up off the ground.
Definitely, yeah. I don't think anyone really realizes just how much work goes into opening a business, and especially when you're dealing with like council regulations and everything else, that makes everything very hard. And just how costly it is to get like just even a small business up and running. People don't realize, and I never really understood until I did it myself. And everyone always says it's so hard running your own business, and you think, oh, that'd be right. And then you actually do it, and you're like, oh crap, they were not joking. They weren't joking at all. So I admire a lot of people that do it. You know what I mean? I admire anyone that wants to do it, because, it takes a lot of strength and courage and, perseverance to continue with it. Because in a way, it is a lot easier just to work for someone else and go paycheck to paycheck with not having the worries above your head. But, sometimes you just need to trust and faith in yourself and, take the leap of faith.
Very much so. So what would your advice be, I guess, being relatively new to business yourself, what would your advice be to someone who, is out there thinking, oh, I'd really like to start my own business, but I'm not really sure. What have you learnt along these last 14 months that, could potentially help somebody else who's looking to open their own business?
Oh, I guess it's like have a good business plan, get your finances in order, find a good accountant, have faith within your ability. That's a big thing. Don't doubt yourself. And be prepared to work your ass off for the next like 5-10 years and not have a break, you know what I mean? So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. That's great advice. You touched there on developing sort of some support networks like your accountant, things like that. How crucial has that been for you in getting your business up and going?
Well, I feel like when you've never done a business before, like run a business before, so many things like lodging your bad statement and like yada yada, and just it's so different. You wouldn't even, I'm just all tongue tied at the moment. It's a whole other way of like doing your taxes and your finances that you wouldn't even understand that you would have to do it that way. So you really need to find someone that's willing to like talk you through things and support you through the system and give you advice and whatnot. And as well as having like good financial advice and financial assistance, you really need a good network around you to emotionally support you through it, because it is such a draining process sometimes, especially when you first open a business and you have no idea what you're doing and it's all new to you, and you need people that are going to encourage and support you and help you out through the highs and the lows of business.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because
But yeah, it's all a learning journey. And
There
A
are
lot
so
of
many
lows, a lot of
highs and
highs, a
lows.
lot of
Yes.
yeah.
Uh, Now, you went. I remember when we joined you for your celebration for being open for 12 months. You said that you had a goal for the next 12 months, that you appreciated these 12 months and that you'd learnt so much, but you said that you had a goal for the next 12 months. Do you remember what you said to me? What's your goal?
It was just not to have a breakdown, wasn't it? I don't know, what was it? Not it's to cry less. It's to cry less. Yeah, that's my goal. I'd like to cry less. That'd be great. Yeah. So in the last 2 months, I haven't cried. So I think I'm doing that. I'm doing well.
Good job. But sometimes we all
But
need a good cry.
oh, definitely, definitely. Like people underestimate just how emotionally struggle, like how much of an emotional struggle it is at times to open a business. And like your first 6 months, I feel like you're just clinging on to dear life, trying to figure out what you're doing, what works, what doesn't, especially when you're in like a retail side of things, like
Mhm.
what you think would sell, it doesn't necessarily sell, and what you want to do and what the customer wants, you really need to like negotiate and come to a compromise of like what you want to do and what the market wants. And not everything works out the way you want it to. So it's real. It's like you're being chucked in the deep end and you're just learning to swim when you open a business. It really is. And you have panic, you cry, you freak out, you don't know what the hell's going on. And as you go along, like you learn more and more and becomes more and more comfortable. There's always going to be challenges that face you, but it's just you know how to handle them better.
Mm. And you know how to handle yourself better.
Yeah, so you have your reactions to things. I can get through this now, I'll be all right. But yeah, it's
Mm.
things that happen now that happened like a year ago. I handle so much. I'm more calm about going. Oh, that's fine, not an issue, whatnot. But yeah,
Mm.
yeah, it's very much like being thrown and being not able to swim. It's the learning process.
And it
Yeah,
never stops. Let me tell you, after 18 years in business, it never stops. But that's, for me, that's the good thing about it, is that I'm constantly growing and evolving with my business. You have a retail shop front where you serve, sandwiches, cakes, chocolates, coffee, all those gorgeous things. But there are some other amazing things that you do aside from that. So tell me what else Black Cat Patisserie does.
well, I do cooking classes, so I host private cooking classes for chocolatier making and cake making, confectionery, so making marshmallow, Turkish delight, macarons, and yeah, and little buttercream piping techniques as well. There are a few of the classes that I teach, and as well as cooking classes, I do wedding cakes and catering and functions, and yeah,
So
so
you,
a little bit of everything. And I'm working on a website at the moment, which will be up and running in the next hopefully 4 weeks. It takes a long time to actually build a website from scratch, I found, and
Mhm.
then all the information will be readily available from there.
Very good. So how can people contact you now? Like, until the website gets up and running, how can they contact you now to, say, book a class? Because I was thinking, like, leading into Christmas, how awesome would it be to give the gift of, spending time with each other, doing something fun? And I think that your classes would be awesome for that.
Definitely, definitely. Well, at the moment, I have a Facebook page, so it's
Mhm.
called Black Cat Patisserie and Chocolate, and you can contact me via Messenger there. And I
Mhm.
also have an email address, which is inquiries at blackcatpastry.com.
Beautiful, beautiful. And you've also got some
Yeah.
offerings as far as catering goes leading into Christmas for people to take advantage of.
Yes, I do. So I do like grazing boxes, sandwich platters, quiches, sausage rolls, as well as like cakes and sweet boxes.
Cool. And so they can all be ordered through sending you a message or via your website soon.
They can, yeah.
That's awesome. So, and are you building the website yourself?
Yes, I am. That's why it's taken a little bit longer, but I want to do it my way, if you know what I mean. I want
Mhm.
to reflect exactly what Black Cat is and what my vision of Black Cat is. So, I'm just building it piece by piece each night and whatnot. So it's going to have all products available, the catering menus available, uh, as well as a gallery of all like the wedding cakes that I've made previously, information about cooking classes, the awards and nominations that I've received, and a little information about the coffee that we use as well, which is Fish River Coffee Roasters.
Beautiful. Now, you mentioned there awards and nominations that you've received. You've just recently won an award. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I won outstanding new business for the Cootamundra Business Awards, which was really exciting. Yeah, but I was nominated for four different categories, and I was finalist in all four categories. And yeah, I think it was about 3 weeks ago I won outstanding new business.
That's such an achievement. So, yeah, massive congratulations to you. That's awesome. And must feel good knowing that, people are seeing what you do and are appreciating what you do.
Yeah, no, it's really nice to see, and it's really nice to have the community support behind me.
Mm. That support, I think being in small business, that community support is like what you need to survive.
Everything.
Absolutely
Definitely,
everything.
yeah.
All right. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you today. As Alice said, you can get in touch with her either by Facebook or Instagram. Keep an eye out on either of those social platforms. I'm sure she'll be announcing very soon the release and opening of her website. So, yeah, if you've got any catering inquiries or anything like that, Alice is your girl. Get in contact with her.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's been an absolute pleasure. I'll talk to you soon.